Let's quickly talk, before we go to the Super Four, let's quickly talk about your aspirations in the CAF Confederations Cup. How far do you think you can go? It's good to hear that there are no distractions. Everybody seems to be focused on the job at hand. But how far do you think your team can go in that continental competition?
My God, we are targeting at least to be the group stage.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Our first target now is to reach the group stage before the starting of the trophy.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. That's good. Any plans to recruit more players, or the squad is okay as it is, in your opinion?
As far as we are concerned, we concentrate on what we have now. We continue with what we have. We are working with what we have. So at least we start with them and see what we are going to competition and see how it will take us to. At least we have put all what we thank God that we are able to achieve that.
Okay, let me quickly ask you this one. You know, a lot of people will be tempted to ask that being in the CAF competition, and you know the domestic competitions, the league, and the Challenge Cup, will all of this not be a burden too heavy on your team? Do you think you have a squad that is large enough to prosecute all of these tournaments?
Yeah. We created good 35 players for all these championships. We have good 35 players that we can call at any time to come and play. Apart from those who are playing there, we still have a good substitute on the bench for everybody.
Okay, finally, before I allow you go, let's talk about what we're seeing on screen. Good victory for you guys today. How did that come about? What are the things that you did to ensure that you secured victory over a team that most people believe is the best in the country?
There's nothing special. There's nothing special. It's just a matter of hard working and God that sees us through. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I say it's just a matter of hard working and God. That's why what seeing us through.
Coach Dogo, Onyewuchi Nwachukwu on the line. You know, you're going to be playing away from home. You're going to be playing at the Abuja National Stadium, away from your traditional home ground. Do you think that will affect your team?
As far as the football is concerned, you can play anywhere. We are playing in Aqua now, we play in Kaduna last time, and we are winning our matches. And now we are accepting it. So that is a different something. Playing in Abuja, at least it gives us opportunity of representing Nigeria. I just want to use this to implore stakeholders, all Nigerians, to come out and support us. Not what I'm just saying. But as far as the team is concerned, you can play anywhere so far. You know, you have a good team and you can play anywhere and win your matches. Either home or away.
Okay, it's been nice talking to you, and we wish you well in all that you do this season going on from here. That was Coach Kabir Dogo of Nasarawa United. I mean, he said, I mean, in response to your question, he said, I mean, if you're a good side, you should be able to play anywhere and get the results, and I think that's good.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. You know, I liked his reaction. It means he has confidence in his team that anywhere with good officiating, and you know, the Uyo International Stadium almost the same in terms of you know, size. In terms of the ambience, almost the same thing with the Abuja National Stadium. So I think it's also a good preparatory ground for Nasarawa United. You know, some of our teams have been used, you know, to playing on very small pitches, and when they go on the continent, they always have problems. Fitness, you know, trying to get used to the tempo and all those things. So okay. I think playing at the Uyo International Stadium and also playing at the Abuja National Stadium should help Nasarawa United. If you're a good team, should be able to win anywhere.
Let me throw you into this, Julian, and let's wrap this up as we move on to the next thing on the show tonight. You know, speaking generally, looking at all our teams, you know, you have a feeling that with the quality of football that you're seeing, this might just be the year that, you know, we do better than the previous years in all of these continental competitions. The evidence we're seeing, is it enough to be confident and say, all of these 4 teams will do well in the CAF Champions League and in the CAF Confederations Cup?
Well, it's a 50-50. I'm not sure if all the 4 clubs will do well on the continent. At least, let's say if we have 2 or 3 qualifying for the group stage, it's not a bad idea. Last year, we didn't have any team qualifying for the group stage. The year before, the same thing. The year, before, the same thing as well. So this time, if we even have 1 or 2 teams, we'll still say it's still fair enough. But judging by what I've been able to see at the Super 4, it's been pretty impressive. And I like the fact that even the coach of Warriors is saying that don't judge us by performance at the Super 4. When the season starts, the league, the FA Cup, and then on the continent, you can now judge a performance in the season. This is just a preparatory tournament. Who wins the Super 4? There's no guarantee the team will qualify for the continent. It's all about preparation and the kind of players you sign. And I like the confidence, in the Nasarawa United coach. I mean, I remember in the second stanza of the season, they won the highest number of away games. They ended the record of Kano Pillars. They beat Sunshine Stars at home. They got results on the road. And I also like the confidence in the fact that they can play anywhere as long as it's in Nigeria. They're not taking them outside Nigeria. They should be able to adapt. They've been able to play in Lafia. They've played in Uyo, and they've also played in Kaduna. So playing in Abuja, it's also a very good stadium where they can express themselves. And like you also said, they have 35 players, so it's a large pool of players for him to choose from, and they are quality players. They kept Esosa Binoba. There's lots of players also in there, lots in the truth from Warriors. So there are lots of experience.
A lot of reason to be confident.
Exactly. So I'm confident that at least, if not all 4 teams, at least 2 or 3 should just do enough to qualify for the group stage.
Okay, let's move on the show tonight and talk about something that not palatable. We've been talking about things that are good, things that will make you smile. Player ownership. It's always been an issue. That you thought probably players will be wiser now and will handle their issues well. But now this one just comes and it rocks our world because we're going to be talking about a player that a lot of us feel has a role in the Super Eagles in the years to come. Ogenekaro, let me allow you give us a good analysis or a good analysis of the situation. Different versions of the story. I mean, the stance of everyone on the ownership of Ogenekaro Etebo.
Well, yeah, I mean, it has always been a recurring decimal. When once a player is doing well, a lot of people will come up, the clubs, the agents,
I own the player.
Some foreign characters will come up and claim ownership of the player. Here was a player after the Under-23 championship in Senegal, who said that his contract with Warri Wolves has ended and that he will be plying his trade outside the shores of this country. And all of a sudden, the Wolves hierarchy said that claim that the player is still, within their employer. And I like what the LMC has done. That is how a ruling body should behave. You say it as it is. You make a pronouncement, and everybody should respect that pronouncement. They said that this player's contract with Warri Wolves ended January 10. So I think they have in possession, they have the documents, the contract papers, that binding Warri Wolves and Ogenekaro Etebo. We shouldn't be talking about such issues. Remember, I think about yesterday or 2 days ago, Obano's contract with Club Africain was terminated because a lot of agents showed up. We are bombarding the club in Tunisia, claiming ownership of the player. Before he even left Nigeria, a club known as, I think, an academy in Edo State, BJ Foundation, said that the player originally belongs to them, alleging that they sent him on loan to Insurance of Benin, and from Insurance of Benin, he went to Abia Warriors. Abia Warriors are claiming that he's their player. So I think it's so messy. And we need to get our ass right. Because if we continue this way, these clubs outside this country, especially the North Africa,
will not take us serious.
Will not take us seriously, and they will continue to exploit the loopholes
like they've always
in the system. And the players will suffer.
Okay, let me quickly ask you, now that the LMC has taken a stance on this one, do you think that would be the end of the matter? Case in point, you want to remember Sunday Humba, the authorities tried to wade into the issue. It took a while. And Ogenekaro Etebo doesn't have time. There's one thing in football. Once you're hot, you need to make a good decision before people start forgetting about you. But let me just quickly take you back. Do you think once the LMC has spoken, I mean, that should be the end of the matter?
Ordinarily, it should be the end of the matter, but it might not just be the end of the matter because this same Warri Wolves are also claiming ownership of Joseph Osadia. He was their player last season and he now plays for Eimba, but they still say he's their player. So I really do not understand why they will claim he's their player and he's already playing for a new club. So they say, regardless of whether he's playing for Eimba right now in the Super 4, he still belongs to them. So whether we like it or not, this issue will keep on living in our football. I know it will, at some point, the matter will have to be